We all need to get what?
Bidets.
Yeah,
Bidets, yes,
bidets.
they do have new ones that you can just put on your seat. They're $40 and
Yeah, but that shit's cold water. You don't want cold water bidet. No. No, it's vile. It's like assaulting you. No, you know, it's got to be warm. Believe me. You tried to get away with that here. It's no. You never get used to it.
unless if you need for a last stitch attempt, you can get them for $40, and I guess they're easy to hook up. I don't know, guys. I put the recording on right when Deb objected to a bidet, just in case anyone was wondering what we're talking about. So anyway, good morning.
Bidets are great as long as they're warm water.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't think that thoroughly into it yet, so I was just giving a suggestion. So let me move you guys' faces. Now I can't see anybody, which I hate, but it is what it is. I can see the people here. All right, so welcome. It's already October 6th. We are really in the fall. It's time is moving quickly, guys, so quickly. It's amazing. I can't even believe we're in October already. So to be successful, you have to have your heart in your business and your business in your heart. And so I realized this was so appropriate right now because I know a lot of agents are having a lot of trouble staying motivated right now. September was a lot slower than we typically had. The market is a lot more challenging than we ever thought it would be at this time of the year, right? Last year it was, we were in this crazy active market that we didn't expect coming off of COVID, and we just expected it to keep going. And this year we're seeing it a lot more challenging, and I would say slower, just in the fact that a lot of agents have a lot of buyers, but they don't have the inventory to sell to their buyers. So that then makes it a lot harder, right? And more challenging. And every deal is just getting more challenging. I mean, everybody's getting more stressed out. The realtors, the buyers, the sellers, the attorneys, everybody's getting more stressed out. So everything's just getting a little bit more difficult. So we have to remember why we joined or became a realtor, how excited we are, and we have to get back into really, why we do it. And it's to help these buyers and sellers out there, right? So we have to get back to what we do. If you're passionate about it, it's right. It's like not working a day in your life. I know it's hard. So my reading for this week, this is a realtor and this is a FSBO, right? So we're seeing more and more of these discount realty companies coming out. There's that Carlisle International. I see a lot of listing homes around here, right, for discounted buyers compensation. Obviously, RealMart's been around a long time. Jack Azeo, or however you say his last name. So there's quite a few. And then there's just those sellers who are putting their home on the market on their own just because they see what active market we have and feel that they can do what we do every day, right? So we have to really be well versed in the stats and how we can get them more money in their pocket. That 5%, 6% is never, ever, ever going to make a difference to them based on what we can get them, right? A realtor assisted transaction is going to get them more. And in the end, so it will never, ever make a difference. Also, just a quick reminder to everybody, I did mention this on the mastermind yesterday, just because it came up this weekend. If your client does want to view a for sale by owner property, make sure that you are reaching out to that seller, asking if they cooperate with agents, asking them what they're cooperating at, what is their commission that they're paying out to a buyer's agent, and then providing them with the authority to show FSBO or for sale by owner form. So that form protects you and for getting a commission if your client, that buyer that you have, has an accepted offer from the seller. Okay, so what it basically says is that you, John LaBar, are working with Weichert Realtors and you're representing John and Mary Smith. The asking price is $550 and they're compensating at 2.5%. And then the seller is going to sign that. It only protects you for that specific buyer. If they sell to anybody else, it doesn't matter, right? They can sell to anybody and they don't have to pay a fee, but it protects you for that specific buyer. If you don't get that signed prior to your client going in, they don't have to really pay you anything. Regardless of what they told you on the phone, regardless of what verbal conversation you had, they don't have to sell you anything. So remember to have that for sale by owner authority to show paperwork signed prior to you introducing your client to that property, okay? Because you're going to run into that more and more, as we get into this more active, less inventory and higher priced home market. So,
Hey, Missy,
yes.
I saw the other day I saw a Wyckoff agent paying out 2% on a house that was for sale in Lincoln Park. Should we let you guys know about that, or?
Please let me know. Please let me know.
54 West William Street in Lincoln Park. He's paying out 2% from Pompton Lakes, Wyckoff.
Please let me know, because if you guys were to put out something at 2%, I would get hammered by that manager, by Joe. They'd go to Joe. It would be, it becomes a nightmare. So if you see the same, and this happened recently, I just want you to know, this happened recently where a Mountain Lakes agent put out a property in Parsippany for 2%. One of our agents brought the buyer. The agent came to me. I reached out to their manager. Their manager said, hell no. I told them they cannot do that. Carlos Siracusa called that agent and said, hell no, you can't do that in the MLS, in Garden State MLS area. And so they had to take it off their end and put it onto the buyer's end. So just be prepared. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Yes, send me the information and I will take care of it.
I've seen Livingston agents doing 2%.
In NJAM, in like Essexburg and Passaic, or in Morris, Sussex, Warren? Because again, it depends on which MLS and what area you're
Well,
in.
they were on the GSMLS. It was 2%.
Yes, but what area? I'm just curious.
Livingston.
Oh, Livingston. So that's Essex County. So
Yeah.
It wasn't a Wyckoff realtor.
Yes.
Right, but again, Essex County, Hudson County, Passaic, Bergen, they do more 2% in that area. In Garden State, where it's Morris, Warren, and Sussex primarily, or that's their main one. I mean, obviously it overlaps in a lot of these areas that we're talking about. We are staying strong at 2.5%.
Yeah. So, but Livingston is allowed to do 2%, you're saying?
Absolutely, they are.
County,
Aaron's agents all do 2% to the buyer. Erin Yasko, she's the manager over there at Wyckoff now, and she said that the buyer's agents are they're all getting listed at 2% to the buyer's agent. That's typical there. And I'm also wondering how we can control that, Missy. It seems to me that if we're all independent contractors and you sign a contract with the seller who decides exactly who gets what in the contract, how can Carlo or anybody change the seller's mind and say, no, it's going a different direction? You're going to have to take it out of your end. I don't get that.
Because that's a policy that we have in our area. And so we share this with our agents, and that specific agent actually asked her manager prior to, and I can understand if that was what the seller wanted, but most of the time the seller has no idea, right? They know they're paying 4.5% or 5%. How it gets divvied out, I'm sure we explain it to them, but I'm sure that's not their main concern. Their main concern is what they're putting out of their pocket, right?
So what I'm not understanding is if the Livingston agents and those agents are allowed to do 2%, if we get a listing in that area, are we allowed to do percent to compete?
Yes, you are. But if they're putting something on if a Livingston agent is putting something on in Morris, Warren, or Sussex, they have to put it out at 2.5%.
Because I would compete, if I were to keep everyone doing it at 2% in, let's say, Livingston, I'm gonna put 2.5 to get more, action.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, I still would try to fight unless that they said, I wouldn't be reducing myself and my value just because another agent does it, right? So you have to be strong with your conviction and how you present how you're going to represent these clients. Otherwise, next year, we're going to be having a conversation about 1.5%. And the following year, we're going to have a conversation about 1%. And then you guys aren't even going to want to do business anymore because it's not even going to be worth your time. You understand? So if you're not fighting for, I understand that that's what other areas do, and I understand that, you know, we have to stay strong in our area. That's all I'm trying to say. We have to stay strong here. And we should be staying strong everywhere. We should be able to fight for what we are worth every single day, because as we let it go down and down and down, then we're just watering down what we get paid and then is it going to be worth it for you to go out and do what you do every day and deal with the problems that you do?
Look, Missy, I have a question. It's Nancy.
Hey, Nancy.
Is it the 2% to 2.5%, whatever, is that managed by the MLS, like New Jersey MLS? Are they in Garden State? So Essex County is New Jersey MLS, so it's got to be primarily on that, correct?
Right.
But
Yeah.
does
No.
they dictate, no
No one
just-
dictates, the MLSs don't dictate what you put out. You have to
They
compensate.
can't, that's
Something.
antitrust. They're not allowed to.
Exactly. So then
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
And
Okay,
that was
that's what I
what
thought.
was flying in my mind, Missy, because it's like the antitrust, and you can't really say, okay, you can't fix the commission,
Correct.
the price fixing. So like, what's flying around in my head is like, how could Paula turn around and say, listen, you need to, do 2.5%.
He's saying our policy,
Our
if you're gonna
policy.
be an agent in our office
Right,
and with Weicker, we're not at discount brokerages. People do
Right.
not call us because we're discount brokerage. We had this conversation the other day, right? When you call a Weicker agent, they're not expecting to get a discount, right? You don't go to Capitol Grill and expect to pay $20, have $20 in cash in your pocket, and expect to walk out and pay your bill, right? There's places when you're going to places.
So then
You know when you
that's
go to
standard, and
Walmart
that's
versus
standard for Weicker.
Nordstrom.
Yeah, but that's standard for Weicker in
That's a
Garden
standard
State.
for Weicker and Garden State, and that's a policy that we have. If we let it go, then this is what happens. Then Catherine calls me and says, well, Deb listed something for 2. I can get, listen, guys, if you're gonna reduce your commission, then you can get probably half the listings out there. Go to 3 then if you want to get all the listings out there, right? You're not giving them any value.
I think
or
it's
any
putting more money- I
service.
think it's putting more money in your pocket,
But-
giving less money out to whoever's been the buyer.
Exactly. Well, it depends on how you do it, but and so Catherine could come to me, for example, and say, well, if Deb's gonna give out 2%, I could have got 3 listings last month, but I fought for my commission. And maybe I got 2 of them and lost 1, but at least I got, I'm getting what I'm worth versus not. And that's the reason why. Because we have to stay consistent all together. Because if one goes, then everybody's going to come to me and say, well, if she did it, then I'm going to do it. And instead of doing it the opposite way and saying, I'm going to fight to get more, you're just going to give up and lay down and give less. So that's the reason why. So can he mandate that you do it? Absolutely not. He can't, I can't. Nope, you're an independent contractor. You're absolutely right. But we can say this is a policy we have in our office, in our area, or the area offices that are part of GSMLS. And so in our area, we want to keep it consistent.
Just because.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
When I had the house in Livingston, I charged 5%. But if the Livingston office that's a Weicker is charging 4%, like I'm kind of in trouble. Like, how do I
Why are you in
explain that
trouble?
away?
Why are you in trouble?
Because why wouldn't they just go to the Livingston office to save 1%?
Because maybe the agent who was going to represent them wasn't going to do all the things that you did. You went way over and beyond with your services, Deb. You know that, and you
Yeah,
always.
but it's a Weicker is a Weicker. You know what I mean?
It doesn't
Kind of like
matter.
going to two
It's
different
also
Dunkin'
an
Donuts.
agent is different. It's also an agent is different. And
All right.
And just
Okay.
because all commissions are negotiable according to the state of New Jersey rules and laws, negotiable doesn't mean you have to go lower. Negotiable means you just have to discuss it.
right.
Correct.
So, what agents do is they say, I'm gonna charge you 6, if I'm lucky, but agents say, it's 6%, right? 2.5 to the buyer's broker, 3.5 to the listing broker. And then the person says, oh, no, I don't want to pay that. And then you go automatically take 1% off and go to 5. You don't go to 5 3/4, then 5 1/2, then 5 1/4, right? That's how you should be negotiating, not go all the way down to 5. And then taking more off if you represent both sides. Now you're down to 4. It shouldn't be that way. You work too hard. You guys truly care. You guys do so much for your clients. You know how difficult it is.
Yeah. Missy, Missy, it's Carol. I got on a few minutes late, but I heard the part where they're only paying out 2%. Do you know definitely that on the listing end that they're only doing 4? They could still be doing 6 or
Mhm.
5 and only be paying out the 2 because they're taking advantage of the market and they've got the listing and they know that they're in a good seat and that's why they're doing it. If the market gets slow, if it slows down next year, then they'll go back to paying out the 2.5.
Very
But do you
good point,
know that-
Carol. Very good point.
well, we don't know what they're
You don't know
actually
what they're getting,
charging.
right?
Nobody knows what they're charging. So they could be having, they could be keeping the 4. We always try to keep the 3.5, but they could be keeping 4 and only paying out 2. I mean,
Right,
unless you know that for a fact that they're, and when somebody loses a listing, that's the first thing they say, oh, they did it for a cheaper price, but you don't know that. We
No,
never
no,
know
no.
what it is unless somebody told you, right?
But
Thank
we-
you, Karen. That's a
Missy?
very good point. Yes.
don't
I
we
never,
find
I
out-
have to tell you, I never imagined when I did this slide that this would be a conversation, but I love it. I'll tell you that. Go on, Lenny.
The new Lennar development in Morris Plains on Route 53,
Yep.
they're only paying 1% out to
Yeah,
buyers brokers. 1%.
forget it.
So what their thought process is on that, not that I agree with it, I'm just going to, let you know what.
Yeah, their thought process
Is, the thought process is that when it's new construction, you as an agent are just handing over your buyer and doing nothing
Exactly.
else.
Right.
So that's what their thought process is in reality, you never, you just have to sign them in basically, and then the whole contract is done, you get a check at the end. You're not dealing with any of the typical situation that you do. And I'm not saying I agree with it, right? I'm just saying
I know.
that's the way
And
that
when
they feel.
And I sold Toll Brothers last year and I got paid 3%.
Mhm.
And so, and Lennar for their new one is paying 1%. They can go kill themselves.
And then, and there's a complex in Hoboken that's paying 4% out to agents, but still does the same thing. It's new construction. They're paying 4% out.
But
No.
Lennar across the country is doing 1%.
Yep.
And some places 0%. It's across the country. That's their, until things get, become a buyer's market again.
Market.
Or until they go bankrupt.
Yeah, or until they go bankrupt, either one, right? But yes, that's the reasoning. I had to have a conversation with someone in Lennar about that. So, again, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but.
Oh, also about Lennar, the one over across from ShopRite, they have pickets over there every single weekend now.
Yeah, what's that all about?
People are picketing because they're coming down from Rockaway because Rockaway, they have a deal with, they all purchased and Lennar is not holding up their end of the deal in terms of finishing the roads, finishing the properties up there. They are not even responding to any homeowner requests regarding, I stopped and asked. The homeowners are like,
Hi, why are you here?
the homeowners are flipping out because they're not getting, like, if something breaks or falls apart in their house, no response at all, none. And they don't have a homeowners association yet because it's too new. You know how that works sometimes with new construction. It takes a while for a true homeowners association to take it. And so that's why they are coming down in droves and picketing across ShopRite, across from ShopRite every weekend.
So that's.
But you know what?
Mimics the.
I've
point
heard
what Eric was
about
saying,
this.
How long are they gonna be around then? There's a reason
I've
why they're
heard-
not finishing things. There's a reason why they're not responding. It's because they might be in financial trouble.
Lennar's doing this across the board. I've heard, stories about all over the country how Lennar is just the worst in that regards. Everybody says, do not buy Lennar.
Well, I think there's like a lot of issues, with supply chain issues, with a lot of people, just, a lot of companies, because of COVID and because of
Yeah, right.
manufacturing, and that's what they're probably suffering with right now.
Yeah, Deb was saying a lot of problems with manufacturing, supply chain issues, and getting employees or people to do these things, right? People don't want to work still. They've been home for a year and a half. So,
My client bought in that Lennar years ago. One of my clients bought in Lennar's years ago, and I can tell you their quality was awful, just awful.
Right now,
New construction, it's very disappointing. I don't think Ryan homes are much better either, but that's
Yeah.
just my opinion.
right now, for the beginning of the year till now, the cost of siding for houses is up 73%. Just in the last.
so if you can't hear Eric on here, he said just in the last year from January till now, siding is up 73%. So just think about that. That's only siding. All the other things you need to build a home are up significantly as well. So
Did you get the email I sent you?
I did, but I didn't get a chance to look at
It's
it.
all the costs.
Oh, no, then you didn't send me that.
Okay, I'll resend it to you.
Yeah.
But it's directly on all the costs that went up from one of my retailers.
Yeah, that would be good to have for everybody.
If
So.
I may,
happy
I have a
birthday.
question.
Uh-huh.
I have a question in regards of when the listing side, for example, if this listing agent is charging 6% and he's keeping 4%, isn't that completely unethical? Number one.
Not at
Number
all.
two is,
There's nothing unethical about that. As long as the seller is aware and knows what the breakdown is in the commission split that he's paying the seller, it does not matter. It could be 1 and 5. It could be 2.5 and 3.5. It could be anything, as long as it's disclosed to the seller.
and
Because-
doesn't those numbers also are privy to everyone with the CD, with the closing statement?
Well, yeah, they can see what each, they can see the commission that you received, so they can see if you received more, but it really isn't any of their business what you receive. That's an agreement you have with your seller.
They made the agreement to take whatever you offered when they showed the house.
Exactly. So someone told me recently that there was, and I don't know if it was someone in here, that's sitting here, I mean, but that they negotiated the amount. Oh, I know who it was. I do remember. She's not sitting here and she's probably not on the call. She sold a new construction again, and they were only giving out 1%, and she negotiated to 2%. So that before she had her client sign the paperwork, she's like, "There's no way I'm doing it for that." And the builder agreed, and the other agent agreed. So she did fight for it. So you can negotiate it, but it has to be done before that contract's signed. Do you remember, once that contract's fully executed, the sales contract, it lists what your compensation is. So by having everybody sign it, you're agreeing to receive that compensation. Okay, but you can ask for more. You can, negotiate that.
Kind of like, I feel that we are against the wall because, for example, recently I was talking to a client for over a year. And I did about several CMAs and PTAs and whatnot. And then when she was ready to list her house, she tried to negotiate the commission. So I stood my ground and I told her, like, 6% is what I charge. And then and I kept saying about how the Weicker way, why we charge 6%, and I emphasize all the resources that we have.
Mhm.
And I recently found out that she listed it with another Weicker office from another town.
Mhm.
And so how can we win if we, if other offices are charging less?
I mean, because that's up to the agent. So you have that, right? You have the opportunity to go down to 5%. So again, that's what I'm saying. If you go in at 6%, instead of going right down to 5%, go down 1/4% or 0.5%, like go a little bit more at a time instead of just dropping. So you could have asked them, straight out, listen, what is it that you're looking for? What is it that someone else is giving you? Let me see if I can work with you on it. So you have that ability because it is negotiable.
Missy, I thought it was our limit was 5.
Missy,
I didn't think we were
Right.
allowed to go below
No,
5.
not below 5,
I mean,
right?
not, we can go below 5.5.
No, you can't go below 5.
if we so choose.
You can, but you still in our area have to give out 2.5%. So yes, you can. You can. If you're gonna give out 2.5%, you can. You're taking it on your side. You're taking it on your side. Well,
Why?
because things have changed, right? Because the market has changed. It's more competitive now. Things have changed. So that's why we have to change.
Missy,
Wow.
quick question.
Mhm.
You have to disclose online that you're related to the seller.
Yes, you should. You should.
You have,
disclose
you
it
should
on-
or you have to?
Have to,
I would say have to. I would say have to.
you have to.
That's what I thought. Okay, I'm just arguing with an agent on the phone. Thank you.
It should be an agent remarks that
Yep.
they're just, a listing agent is related to seller. That's it. They don't have to say what
Yeah.
the relationship is. They don't have to get any more specific than that. But just so you know that they have a relationship, it should be disclosed, or it has to be disclosed, I'm gonna say. Not even should be, has to be. All right, so we're gonna get into birthdays now, guys. Maybe we'll get back to this conversation later. John said he's not celebrating his birthday. Today's Dante's birthday. Has everybody seen Dante's back from Italy? He's back from his time away. So Linda Bronfman was this week, Neil Marjani was this week, Dante's today, John Labar's coming up in a few days. I guess Saturday, Bob Balzerano and Marlena Randazzo on the 12th, Terry Dearness on the 15th, Vikram Singh on the 16th, Kunal on the 18th, Joanna Albanese on the 20th, and then Stacey Garibaldi on the 30th. So we have a lot of birthdays. Happy birthday, everyone. We have a birthday cake here for you guys. We're not going to sing because we don't do that well unless somebody here has a good voice. Other than that, we're going to pass. We need Dante here today. Yes, he's our singer. And then our anniversaries. I don't think Silvana's singing happy birthday for everybody. Carrie Chuck has been here 1 year. Crazy when you think about it. Madeline Lipkin, 27 years. Amanda Tofik, that's Sam's daughter, who's been with us a year. Deb Colombo, 2 years. Mallory Doherty, 8 years. And our queen, Carol Pope, has been here for 20 years. All
Wow.
hail the queen. All hail the queen.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow, and Buzz and I will be married 61 years Friday.
Oh, God bless Buzz is right. God bless Buzz is right.
But
Well,
it's
happy
like,
anniversary, Carol.
thank you.
Happy 40-something years in real estate.
Yeah, 43, I think. 42 or 43. 1977, I got into it. Right. 1977. Got my broker's license in 1983.
44, that's, yeah, that's 44, 44.
Carol, I was 5 years old.
Eric was 5 years old when you started. Eric, Carol, we can actually say you're the most insane person to be in the business for 44 years. That is not for a regular human being to do.
I said to Buzz, I said, I don't know. I said, I'm the oldest person in my Rotary Club, and I'm the oldest person in my real estate office. You know, that's saying something.
But you know what, Carol?
I'm still
You look
doing this.
amazing. It doesn't matter how old you are, you look amazing. I always say to Carol, I want to drink from the same fountain of youth you drink because she looks amazing.
Who's older, you or Jim?
How old's Jim Weicker? Do you know?
I don't know. I think I'm older than him. I don't know. I think I'm older.
Yeah.
He's
He's 80. He's 80.
He's
Good
80?
question. He's 80.
Okay, I'm 82. Yeah. 82.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So, did you know, I found this out yesterday. I thought this was very interesting to share with you guys. I saw it on someone's Instagram post. That a report by Zillow looked at 135,000 photos from old houses across the country to see how paint colors impact sales. They found that homes with charcoal or smoky to jet black doors sell for $6,271 more than expected. Considering that a door paint job can cost approximately $100 to $400, a bucket of black paint is a stellar investment. So if your clients are asking you this question, you know, what do you think I should do? Should I change the color of my door? Should I do this? You say, absolutely. This is why. I thought that was pretty interesting. And I'm going to keep that in mind in the future. So our September office awards. Again, it's that time of the month.
Mm.
Our top three for dollar volume, we have Brenda Lee, who's our parking space winner, Mara Glauberg, and Michael and Priscilla Elms. We can't forget our beautiful Priscilla. And then top 10 in dollar volume, we have Brenda, Mara, Michael Elms, Catherine Adcock, Dennis Cassidy, Christina McCarthy, Howard Rauschberg, Kim Bretschka, Lori Kaplan, and tied with is Marissa Poston and Vin Datwani. So congratulations for dollar volume for the month of September. Our top three for listings, Brenda Lee, Mara Glauberg, who's our parking space winner for listings, and Gloria LaForgia. And the top five are Brenda, Mara, Gloria, Val Falzarano, and Rebecca Wade. Rebecca Wade's making a comeback. Last year she was pregnant, she had her baby in February, and now she's back in action, so watch out. And then top three for sales. We have Brenda Lee and team, Catherine Adcock, who is receiving the parking space for sales, and Howard Rauschberg. And then our top five are Brenda Lee and team, Catherine Adcock, Howard, Kelly, and Eric are tied, and Kim Bretschka, so congratulations. And then Howard is our top agent for Record League Network dollar volume and combined units for the month of September. So we have some regional office awards. They came in to me late, so they're actually for August, but I thought this was really quite amazing. So I'm very proud to share that Tabitha was a regional award winner for August in the McDonald region for dollar volume Wiker.com and revenue units Wiker.com. So that's pretty awesome out of 16 offices that we have in our region. Howard Rauschberg, also with revenue units and Wiker.com. So pretty amazing.
Wiker.com, is that Lead Network?
That's Lead Network, yes. That's what Lead Network is now called Wiker.com. And then this is the top profitable offices in the company. And I think we have about 114 offices in the company right now, and we are ranking about 6. So we're in the top 10. So quite amazing, right? So we have Andrew Milling in Sparta, who's number 2 in the company, Jennifer Love in Westfield, who's number 4, Jason in Morristown, who's number 5. We are at number 6, and Janet Wilkins in Mountain Lakes is number 9. So just think about, Joe has in the company 16 offices, and the top 5 out of the top 10 offices in his region are in the top 10. That made sense. So office updates. Welcome aboard a new agent we have, Shaji Varghese. He's coming to us from Keller Williams in Morristown. So this Monday, we had a very entertaining training. I think it was sort of a training session / comedy hour. I'm not sure, but it was actually awesome. So there's the recording link on the bottom. So it was Get the Commission You Deserve with Eric Trotman. It was both informative and super entertaining. We also had a guest appearance from Joe McDonald, who just showed up during this time, and I thought either this is going to be really good or this is going to be really bad. I wasn't sure if I was packing up my office that day and being sent out, or if I was going to be able to stay. In true, honestly, 100%. So my takeaways, and no, you can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up.
We're all running this race.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Just wait till you watch the video, John.
Yes, just wait till you watch the video, John,
No, I was
please.
here, I was working inside.
So my takeaways from this awesome event, as you can see, create a spectacle. So anyone who was here, if you watch the video, he had balloons on every chair. He had open house signs lining up. He ordered pizzas and salad, and he had wine and vodka and everything that you can think of under the sun that we have here. Confidence is the key in our business. Confidence is key. Eric is just full of confidence. He knows what he's going to say. His dialogue is well versed, so he's not afraid of any objective. objections. He's not afraid of any challenges because he's easy. He has, he knows what he's going to say. He's practiced enough times, done it enough times to be confident in moving forward. Preparation and knowing your dialogue makes a difference. I don't know why I put when and then didn't finish, but it makes a difference. So practice, practice, practice before you go out to do any appointments so that you feel more confident. Ask a lot of questions and listen more. Don't break the silence. Let the other party do that. So that was something that he shared. People do not like awkward silence. So say what you have to say. If they ask you a question, answer it, and then stop talking. That other person is going to think of something else to say, right? Or they're going to just move on with you moving forward. So my thing, this is my takeaway. I put this part in, at least ask for 6%. And when negotiating down, do it in 0.25% increments, not one whole percentage. And then lastly and finally, if you shoot for the moon, you'll land in the stars. So that's something that Eric had said, and it's true, right? You have to shoot for the top so that even if you don't land exactly where you want, you're still way higher than you would have been if you didn't try and if you didn't go out there and put yourself out there. So really great. And I suggest everybody at night, grab a glass of wine and put on the recording. We made sure and make sure there's no children around. Okay, no children should be around. We can't be responsible because you have been fairly warned. You have been fairly warned.
Cursing a lot during that
Yes,
video.
there is a lot of different things going on.
Where's my flight water? I brought it in today.
Yeah. So our upcoming Learn from Legacies, we have this Monday, October 11th. Vin's going to be doing GSLS tips and best practices, which is also great because there's so much that we don't do on there that we can. And then immediately following is our Columbus Day Feast. Oh no, it's the opposite way. I did that all opposite. Sorry, 12:30 is the Columbus Day Feast and 1:30 is Vin's GSLS training. So I'm very confused, I guess. And then the following Monday, October 18th, Deb Reagan is going to do forms online, which again, everybody needs to attend because that's something that they struggle with, right, Silvana?
I'll bring alcohol.
And then that's again in person or via Zoom. So there's a link. So join us this Monday for our Columbus Day party, our Feast of San Porfido. We have a sign up on the refrigerator and it's getting full, which makes me very happy. So 12:30 is the feast and then Vin's trainings at 1:30. We are going to do an office Halloween party this year, okay, because we did not get enough people who were comfortable or committing to do it out. So we're still going to do it. We're going to do it Wednesday, October 27th, 2 to 4 p.m. here. Wear your costume. There'll be food, prizes, fun, maybe a DJ. No. But it'll just be a nice little break and we'll have some fun together. So plan for your 2022 launch. I have changed this date 25 times in the last week. So this is the final date, I promise you. I didn't even know it did this, okay? I could have done this if I wanted to. Stephanie's like, what the heck? This is part of their thing. I took their slide.
Looks like you did it.
I know. I should have just taken it. Okay, so the final date that I have put in, I know I changed it 3 times this week, is Tuesday, November 9th from 12 to 2. We're going to be in the classrooms. We're going to make it a nice, great event. We'll have a hot lunch. We'll also do it via Zoom for those who aren't comfortable coming in. So please, please mark your calendar.
That's this year, not next year.
That's this year, yes, yes. Even though it says Planning Day 2022, it will be this November 9th, 2021.
You're planning your next year, right?
It's for 2022, yeah, we're planning for 2022, but it's actually this upcoming November. I'm afraid to change the slide again. Ugh.
Moving forward.
So I'm also doing a nighttime one for those dual career agents or those who can't attend during the day. So I'm gonna have 2 sessions that day. That's why we have 2 slides. What time was the 12 to 2? So the evening session will be 6 to 7:30 p.m. Okay, so we'll have 2 sessions. I thought I was like, but I laughed my butt off when I decided to put all our faces on there. That was not planned, people. That was not part of the slides. I took the time to do that and laughed the whole time. I couldn't wait to send it out to you guys, which is why I put dates that weren't even like, people weren't even here. Savannah wasn't gonna be here. Anthony wasn't gonna be here. I didn't even check in. I was just so excited about what I did with just the faces. So final destination. Complete your 2022 business plan or bring your laptop to the meeting and we'll do it together. Session will be held in the classroom and hot lunch will be served. We will be goal setting and preparing for a successful 2022. We'll have a lot of games and prizes because I know you guys love games. So I'm sure it's chock full of games. Please save the date and attend. This will be live and via Zoom. So just want to make sure everybody has that in their book. Yesterday, I sent out the link to the quadrennial ethics training, okay? Remember, it doesn't matter that you completed your CE credits in the summer, okay? This is different. This is something that used to have to be done every 4 years, and now it has to be done every 3 years. Everybody has to do it, okay? In order, if maybe new agents, it was part of your class or what you've taken, you can check the NAR website. So if you go on to NAR, right down here, this here, okay, there's a place that you can check if those credits are satisfied. If not, then you can either sign up for the one we're having with Mary Kano, which is October 27th. She's going to do it via Zoom or another video platform, depending on how many agents attend, right? Because I'm not sure how many she can have, but she will do it remotely either way. You have to sign up. It's $10. If it asks you, I don't remember it asking me this, but other agents do remember who did it yesterday. If it asked you if it's for 2021 or 2023, you want to do everything for the 2023 cycle because these CE credits will also satisfy your CE for the 2023 cycle, right? So then you only have 10 credits that you have to fulfill, 6 of them being elective and 4 core, okay? So just be aware of that. If you cannot attend this session, for whatever reason, you can go on to NAR and you can take it there. So you can, I think it's $29 on the NAR website, and then you take it at your own time frame. Okay, so a credit equals an hour. So if it's 2 credits, it's gonna be 2 hours. Okay, so just know, and any modules that you take that are not live, there's going to be a test at the end because they want to make sure that you're paying attention and that they were there. So just remember that. So the one with Mary Kano will be live, so there will be no test at the end, and she'll make it, informative and fun as much as she can. She's also going to stay on a little longer, just in case you guys want to talk about anything. So she's going to give herself an extra hour afterwards. I don't know if we'll need that or not, but if you guys want to discuss things that are going on in the market, things that we've talked about here, write down those questions for her because she's prepared to stay on longer to just go over what she calls, the daily real estate, our daily real estate lives to help out in any way she can.
I have a question.
I'm going to have it projected like this, but you still have to log in to your computer. So if you want to come here and do it together, we'll have it projected and we can just have it, your computers can be silenced. Everybody has to log on separately to get the credits. Okay, so we can't be all in one room because Mary's not gonna be in this room. If she was gonna be in this room, then she could have signed in a different way, but everybody's gonna have to sign into their computer. Go, Deb.
So they didn't ask what year you wanted it for. Yeah, when I registered with Mary Kay.
They didn't ask me either, and I saw
Okay.
my receipt, I looked at it when someone had called me and asked me that question, because they had seen it for whatever reason. It said 2023 on mine. So I don't, don't worry about it if there's a problem, but my receipt said 2023. So you should be fine. It should automatically sign you up for the 2023 cycle.
Missy,
Okay.
it's Joanne. I was allowed to select which cycle and I chose 2021.
Okay, so
So just call them and change it.
John? said
Yeah,
John
so did I.
So I would probably,
You're probably behind on it, that's why.
well, this is what I'll do, guys. I will send an email out to Bella and Mary and see what needs to be done, if anything,
Right.
okay? And then
My receipt doesn't even say what date it's for. It doesn't
Wait a
even give a
second.
date.
Mine says CE date 2021.
Yes, so mine says CE date 2023,
Okay.
the email that I received.
That's so bizarre. I didn't even get any CE date.
I mean, I just assume it shouldn't ask that question. Why
It's
is it
a
asking
drop
it?
down, it's a drop down box. I'm trying to do it now. And I would take a guess that it would be 2021 because we have to do it by the end of the year.
Oh, I'm
I-
saying it does say 2023 without me asking. Okay.
But,
on there.
but if you wanted to go to the 2023 CE credit cycle, towards your 12 CE credits for 2023.
So how do we get it changed if we chose 2021?
I don't know, like I said, I'll reach out, I'll send an email to Mary and Bella today, once I'm done with the meeting. I'll ask that question and see what they say. And we'll get it all straightened out, so don't worry about it, we'll figure it out. Okay? And I'll let you guys know. So that's all about that. The quadrennial ethics, triple play. If anyone's thinking about going to triple play in Atlantic City, which is the first week of December, I believe if you sign up now till October 15th, it's $89, and then the price goes up to $99 or $109 after that. What that includes is a plethora of classes where you can actually go and take all of your CE credits that you need for the upcoming cycle for 2023. So that's what it includes. It includes you going into, they have a big, what do you call it, vendor place where you go in, you walk through all the vendors, you get to meet people, get to know people. So they have the vendors. They have a icebreaker event at one of the hotels one of those nights, and you get to take as much CE credits as your heart can imagine, whatever you want to do. So that's what that amount includes. And then you still have to get a hotel room if you're staying overnight. And E&O insurance is due now. If you have not already paid, make sure that you pay it, because this is the time of year all your fees are coming due. So what's going to happen is NCJR's fees are due January 1st, but during the month of October is when they send out the bill, because it gets to be a lot financially when you get around the holidays, and now you have all these fees coming up. So just be aware, if you have a closing, or if you had a closing in September, your E&O fee was paid through that. If you didn't, then you owe it. Your NCJR dues were coming up, and that's about $535, I believe. And then your GSMLS dues are going to be coming up January 1st for the first half of the year. And if you're a member of any other MLSs like NGMLS, Monmouth Ocean MLS, all those fees are going to be coming due. So just make sure you're planning appropriately and accordingly. So open houses are a must, and using the open house app is crucial to your business. So this is just a success story that was sent out this morning, and it's an agent who does an open house almost every weekend, uses their open house app, and met the same people in an open house 3 weeks in a row. You know how that happens if you're doing open houses in the same neighborhood? You'll see people after 6 months, right? You'll see people over and over again. They'll get to know you, you'll get to know them, what they're looking for. So the open house helped her work smarter, not harder, by following up with those clients. And then they reached back out to her via one of the automated texts that went out on her behalf, saying they wanted to meet for a buyer's consultation. They were finally ready to get serious about looking for a home. So again, make sure you're taking advantage of the tools. It's really, really huge.
You didn't put, the October 20th bill, so
Oh, I wanted to do that. I'm sorry. I was doing it last night. So another date, October 20th. Eric Troutman has set up for a realtor safety event in our office. So it's actually going to be in the classrooms. We reserve the classrooms. He's going to have different vendors there showing safety, you know, how to keep ourselves as agents safe in our new environment and what's going on. So what time is it, Eric?
I think I set it for 11:30, so after the meeting.
11:30. So it's after the meeting.
What date?
October 20th, Wednesday, October 20th, 2 weeks from today, 11:30 after the meeting, and it's going to be in the classrooms.
And we're
Okay.
hoping that a couple of vendors will be supplying lunch.
And we're hoping that a couple of vendors will be supplying lunch. So
I'll
just
have
keep
them
that in
have
mind.
it.
We'll have more information for you. I'll send something out about that. I did think about that yesterday when I was preparing this, and then I don't know what happened. So just quick housing update, pending home sales since 2019. Again, we're under 100, right, historically. So usually it's been over 100 historically, I should be saying, and right now it's under. So we have, this was actually this was actually in May and in 2020. So just showing the difference of what happened during COVID. And then housing supply year over year. So this is the last 12 months. And as you can see, April, we had one of the biggest deficits in the housing inventory, and May as well. So these numbers are always just catching up, right? Because the stats that they provide are always a few months behind. So I'll continue to share that with you. Stephanie, I can stop talking. I have a backache.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks. So here's the numbers that I'm sharing every week. Really good on our phone calls in the middle column there. Quite a bit more than 100 more this week. So thank you so much for using the app or using the smart number for your call. I appreciate that. Text messages went down slightly, but it's still a pretty good number. Emails went up quite a bit. Sure, we can thank Eric for that. And then property views still kind of down, but still pretty good. So on the unengaged leads, all of our numbers went in the right direction. So you have all greens there. So great job, guys. Thank you so much for using this more and more. Appreciate it. So they came out, the marketing department, White Corporate came out with landing pages for all of your websites. So I just want to show you a couple of slides on how you can actually do this. Believe it or not, it's actually very simple. It's already done for you. It's just a matter of turning it on for yourself. So again, meaning it's going to be part of your website. So let me show you some slides here on how to do it. So it's going to be in the right-hand corner of your website if you turn it on. It's 5 very easy steps. So you go into your My Whiteford, of course. The announcement went out this week and it went out again yesterday. I saw it. So step 1, in the right-hand corner, top right-hand corner where your name appears, you're going to go all the way down to your website. Okay, so there's a website button, very simple to do. You're going to choose your name. Your name will be the only one there. You're seeing an admin, so we have access to all of the websites, but your name will appear there. You click on your site settings here. Click on site overview. Sorry, site overview, not site settings, site overview. Step 4, you're going to click view edit custom pages on that page. And step 5, you're just going to toggle it to on. Okay, so that blue, it will be grayed out when you come in. You're going to toggle that to on. It will automatically go to your website. You click refresh, it will be there. If it's not, let me know. So what it's going to do for you, so that we do it all guarantee that we've been talking about for a couple of months. Now people can go straight to your website instead of going to Weichert.com/we do it all. They can go to your website and register on your account. And the great thing is they become a lead in your system. Okay. So the online registration looks the same, except for now they don't have to put the sales associate's name or the office because it's automatically going to go to you. Okay, it's going to go to the sales associate where this person went on and registered. All they have to do is put their name, email, cell phone, they check on for the terms and conditions and whatnot. And what happens is when that occurs, they will receive, not only will they receive an email, but it will automatically be a lead in your system with the hashtag guaranteed. So this way it alerts you to know where that person came from in your PB Corp, which is nice. So everybody always asks, like, what happens when that happens? We don't get an email, we don't know what happens. So this is what happens. Customer gets the confirmation to their email and a text. They'll get the manager of the office, Missy, will get an email that occurred. Anthony will get an email that happened. Your Ashley and Megan will also get an email. Naomi and also you will receive an email that happened. So everybody's alerted. Everybody knows that happens. Now it's a little bit easier to register.
Can you add other hashtags
Yes,
or you have to manually or? can you set-
manually.
Okay.
Manually.
You have to go into that lead and
Yeah.
add any hashtags that you want to.
Yeah. So it'll be easier for you to filter it from the
Yeah.
guaranteed and then kind of add it in bulk if you wanted to add it in bulk for yourself. Yeah. So Eric's question was, can you add an additional hashtag? You have to do it just manually for that person in the hashtag area. So a tile will appear on your dashboard, will show you that the new lead, and it will say organic website. And if you click on that person's name, you'll be able to see where that came from. That came from your guarantee page there. That's all I have.
Anyone have any questions?
Any questions in general at all about anything else more about that? If you need help with getting that page to appear, just shout out to me and reach out to me and I'll help you. It's very easy. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Stephanie. Anthony, are you here?
Yep, good morning.
Oh, there you are. I can't see. I can only see one person. Good morning.
Good morning. You can flip over to the next slide. There you go. Thank you. Just a market update, everybody. Economic data, personal income came in slightly lower than expected. However, personal spending exceeded expectations, which means that consumers are still spending, which is a positive. The second quarter economic growth estimate was revised upward from 6.7 from 6.6, which is also positive. This again was spurred by the consumer spending. In news of rates, mortgage rates have been rising lately. I've been talking about that the last 2 weeks, which was spurred by several factors. One of these factors was removed last week when Congress avoided the shutdown on raising the debt ceiling. The temporary measure kicked the can down the road to early December. This causing some easing on rate pressures toward the end of last week. And they've already kind of tricked up again this week early. So we'll see what's going on that end. News this week will feature the jobs report. There will be a meeting of the OPEC, important because of oil prices have been rising. So we'll keep an eye on that too, as well, as that'll kind of deliver potentially some negative news in our world stuff. Just as we're seeing these rates kind of going up, when I'm talking to clients, they're getting, as we've been talking, they're out of their comfort zone. The inventory is super low. They're going higher and higher. And some of them, as these rates start to trickle up too as well, they're getting a little bit more concerned that they're way out of their comfort zone. So, getting people pre-approved, letting them know what's going on is really, really, really important. Whether people are refinancing or buying. I've always said this, the last time to always set up your contracts is like the last towards the end of the month. Sometimes people write up contracts for like the 30th or 31st. It's just the end of the month. It's always a big crunch time in our world and our business. And it puts a big stress on whether it's our company or any lender for that matter, the attorney involved, the title company, because it's just everybody's trying to get everything done. Everything's trying to get finished up. So it's nice to try to see if we could schedule closings towards the middle part of the month, maybe the third week, but the last couple of days becomes very hectic.
And also remember, guys, even doing it on a Friday, I know we do it on a Friday because we feel like our clients are going to move in on the weekend. I think that's the premise that we go by. But, Fridays are so difficult. Attorneys have like 3, 4, 5 closings on a Friday. So they're not giving them their best service. And remember, that all trickles back to the service that you provided and how they feel at the end of that day. Right. So when we're rushing things and things aren't happening at the end of the day, and then there's a dry closing, and can they move in on the weekend? Then they have to wait till Monday now. Like, it would be really a better experience for your client if they close like on a Wednesday. or a Tuesday during the week, and then had the time for the rest of the days, right? So if anything's wrong, now you can push it back a few days versus wasting a whole weekend and now going into the next week. So think about that moving forward, because, you know, even for the attorney experience and the lender experience, it makes the whole experience a lot better. So
Also too, as well, I mean, yeah, a lot of the deals have been closing lately. You know, some of them have our core attorneys on them, but even on the other side of the transaction, attorney wise, the correspondence going on leading up to the closing, the seller side totally not in the know or even prepared, regardless if the dates are scheduled and confirmed weeks in advance. And it just turns into a mad dash rush all the time. I'm watching emails paddleball back and forth of attorneys ready to like fight each other on emails. So again, more importantly, making sure all your buyers are working with your core group of attorneys, people that do business with us, because I'm just seeing things go off the rails regularly right now with attorneys that I've never heard of before. It just makes, again, that last part of that experience, everything has been perfect. You've done a great job. I've done a great job, whatever the situation is. But they remember that the closing was delayed, who wasn't ready, who wasn't told. You know, it's a very weird thing, and I'm seeing it more and more often right now.
yeah.
You know, we always talk about 30-year mortgages is probably about 95% of what people take out when they're buying a house or even refinancing, just to kind of deliver the cheapest payment. But obviously, keep in mind, we have everything from, you know, adjustable rate mortgages from 15, 20, 25, and 30-year fixed mortgages. The 15-year, when people, you know, always ask about it, comes to a really, really attractive rate. The payment's very steep on it, you know, from going to a 30 to a 15. But that 20-year kind of hybrid right in between everything is not that bad. So we kind of really promote sometimes a shorter term as an option for people when they're maybe moving up on a property, you know, where they're starting all over again, rather than actually going with a 30, sometimes even a 20 or 25, if they can manage that slightly higher payment. They're going to save a lot in interest over the long term, you know. This just kind of illustrates a little bit of that, just kind of showing you where the increase is and what the change is. But, you know, it's always a great thing. And I'm seeing a lot of clients, even my refinance clients that I've done purchases for a couple of years ago, you know, we're putting them into a shorter term loan. You know, maybe not necessarily a 25 if they've been in a loan for like 3 or 4 years, but then jumping to a 20 or at least a 15 to really carve off some of that interest long term. Just an example on what that looks like. So you see your $300,000 30-year loan, the principal and interest, which is your P&I, is $1,265. On the 20-year, you know, you're looking at a $1,665 payment. So it's a payment increase of about $400 there, or 32%, but you're knocking off 10 years off your mortgage. You can see on the difference of that 15-year, though, I mean, it's about almost an $800 increase. Some people, you know, a lot of folks, that's a, you know, adjustment in personal lifestyle if you're taking on something that big. But again, you're knocking off 15 years, and you can see the difference with, you know, the 30 to a 15-year. It's a big percentage savings along with interest savings and just long-term savings.
Are there any credit differences with the credit number?
I can't hear Eric,
Are there
sorry.
any credit differences with the credit number, meaning that they, I guess he's asking their credit score, is there need to be a higher credit score? Is that what you're referring to? If you're changing those terms or no?
No, just like a regular 30-year, you know, I mean, you know, the rate will be higher, obviously, if your score is not as less than perfect at that point, but it's still there. The option is there.
They still doing balloon rates? Or
Not
bi-monthly?
No, not, well, bi-monthly is more of like a payment schedule, whether you could pay, you know, once a month versus twice a month, but like the adjustable rate programs are still there where it's, you know, it's fixed only for a 3 or 5 year period. We don't really do much of them. It's kind of like a lost art. Maybe some people might take them out because they're just going to hold on to a property for a few years. But over the years where they used to be much more attractive rate-wise, a lot of people would take them on. But over the last many, many years, the rates are just not even that attractive at all. So the benefit just not even there. It's just, they're too much of a risk. And that's what a lot of people took out 15 years ago. And all of a sudden their payments went up $400, $500, $800 a month, depending on the size of loan. And it just buried people as a low introductory payment that way. So, I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time I did an adjustable rate loan just because they don't ever price too favorable at all.
Okay, fair enough.
So Anthony, you know, talking about bi-weekly mortgage payments, right? What that does is it actually puts one whole mortgage payment, right, to principal at the end of each year, right? By paying that way. So you're paying actually one extra mortgage payment a year when you do it bi-monthly. what does that save you in regards to years approximately, if you know that answer?
Off the top of my head, it's not an immense amount. There was like a theory many years ago where people would be like, you make one extra mortgage payment, it saves 7 years off your loan. That's
Yes.
It's completely not accurate at all, at all. I mean, I don't know where that came from. If you run an amortization schedule, and I have calculators that I could add $1 a month or $1 a year more, and I can give you the exact, it's not even close to that amount of money at all. I mean, obviously you're saving principal, you know what I mean? So you're doing the right thing, whether you do it bi-monthly, because the attractive thing with the bi-monthly is you don't really see it, right? Because it doesn't change things. You could add the difference annually if you get a bonus or you get your tax refund back and accomplish the same thing. But it's not 7 years at any means whatsoever. But I could run some numbers for you and get you a better idea. On like
It's
a
interesting to
$300,000
know, yeah. 'Cause I've heard that in the past as well.
Sure.
It's an urban legend.
It kind of is. I mean, I don't know where that started from. And I heard it too as well many years ago, but it's like not even close, not even close.
So this is our We Do It All guarantee. Year-to-date registrations are 920. Registrations in the past week are 49. And this is company-wide, these numbers. Our office specifically has 31 registrations in total since it started. So we're really the top office. All the managers have been asking Anthony and I what we're doing. And we say we can't share our secret sauce because we don't know our secret sauce, but just keep doing whatever you're doing, guys, okay? Because we like to
Excuse me.
We like to
Excuse
stand
me
up.
for 1 sec.
Yeah,
Is Anthony done?
I could be.
yes.
Well, I got a question, Ant. When you first started, you mentioned that the rates were going up to like 6 or 6.5%. Can you tell me what the rates are now?
I mean, I don't recall mentioning 6 or 6.5% because I mean, I don't think we're planning
No, it
on
wasn't
going.
that. It was something else. It was the confidence level had went up that, or let's go back here for a minute. to see
Okay.
Exactly. I know exactly what he's talking about.
Okay. I didn't know if there was something previous or on one of the slides, sorry.
So the second quarter
The growth-
economic growth estimate went upward from
Upward
6.7 to
to
6.6.
6.7 and 6.6%.
That's growth. That's a
Yeah,
growth.
that's on growth
That's not
estimate
rates.
for the economy, not interest rates.
Okay.
Yeah. But the rates are fluctuating, Jared. I mean, they're anywhere from high 2s, low 3s. I mean, it's been rocky the last like 15 days just on the market right now. And the treasuries have been up the last few days. So it's putting the rates kind of up and up and up. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I wonder if we're starting to get to like some new lows that are going to be like in the low 3s is kind of the norm. You know, they did talk about this time next year, potentially rates being closer to 4%, which again, they all feel and everybody all knows that's still a great, awesome interest rate.
Right.
But if you think about it, a point higher in rate's going to make a big difference in payment if you're buying that same house for the same amount of money, you know? So if the right house is there now, jump all over it and pay an extra 5 or 10 or 20,000 more because it'll cost you more in the long run if you're buying a year from now and the rates are up. But no one has a crystal ball. It's all theory. It's all projection, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. So next slide is the question of the week. Dennis, relax for a second, take a breath, make a decision before you
Take
have
your
your final
bearings.
answer. And everybody text me or put it in the chat box. Okay? You guys ready? Oh, for God's sakes. So what is the minimum number of comparables which need to be provided by the appraiser on a residential appraisal report? A, no minimum, B, 2, C, 3, or D, 5?
C3.
I'm gonna say
That's-
A.
Is that your final answer, Dennis? Or are you gonna change? it
Yeah,
at
it's
one
my final answer.
point?
Read that question. Very
I
important.
think it should have been 1. It should be 1, 2, 3, or 5, not no minimum. I mean, you just need one good one. Final answer A.
I'm still sticking with C. Maybe D, but I'm sticking with C.
Where's Lonnie's answer?
I just checked Lonnie's answer. Oops. I just checked Lonnie's answer.
Let me know when everybody's ready.
Did you check Lonnie's answer?
I'm waiting for Cheryl to answer.
I see Lonnie's answer.
I'm gonna change my answer to C.
Oh, sorry, we asked you,
that.
where's your final
Can't do
answer?
that,
We're
Dennis.
sorry.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry, the
No,
register's
Dennis.
closed.
Carol Pope
I'm gonna change it to C.
Instead of texted me. Look, she's calling me again.
All right, what's the answer?
She keeps calling me for 1 second, calling me for 1 second. I love you guys.
Are we all set?
Boy, if there's someone who can keep me entertained, it's you guys. Honest to goodness. All right, go, Aunt.
All right, so the big key thing, I mentioned this, is the question itself. What is the minimum number of comparables, right? So the minimum number of comparables required is C3.
Yay,
Jerry just
Dennis.
won.
Yay, Dennis.
But many times on appraisals, you see usually 5, 6 comps all the time. They'll do 3 sales, and then they'll actually list sometimes a listed property, or even stuff that's actually, you know, current on the market too as well. So you'll see other additional comps, a lot of times like 4 to 6. But the minimum is 3.
And
Well,
yay,
didn't most
Lanny.
people put
Lanny,
down that?
Lanny's on a winning streak again. Lanny's on her winning streak again.
But didn't most people put that down? Because that's what most of us do. We do
I
3.
think so.
I tried to do 3, but
Uh,
yeah, one good one.
Most
That's it.
did, yes, most did. Look up, Carol's calling me again. I can't. Anyway, running late, so let me get on. Let me get going. Okay, absorption rate. Everything's pretty much status quo from last week. Nothing's really changed. Still in unbelievable seller's market. So new listings on the market. Tabitha, if you're on, you can talk about your listing. 13 Mountain Ave in Rockaway Township for 410. Mark Farley has 810 Buckland Court in Denville for 375. Yep. Yep.
I
nobody-
think Peter's on.
Peter's always unmuted. They always gotta mute Peter. Oh, he just muted himself. He heard us. Priscilla, I don't know if you want to talk about 13 Franklin Place in Morristown for 575.
Yes, so this is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. If you're familiar with these, it's 3 stories, and then there's an attached garage, which a lot of those units don't have the attached 1-car garage. It is great space. It's a little dated, like the bathrooms and kitchen. The bathrooms are original, the kitchen is dated, but it has a full, beautiful finished basement with high ceilings, new hot water heater, new furnace. What else? Yeah, the basement's amazing because the high ceilings, and it's got nice light, so you can have like an office down there or gym or whatever. The bathroom, so the bedrooms are really very nice size, big bedrooms. The master is actually on the top floor, the 3rd floor, and there's a huge master bath up there, but you could also just live on the 2nd floor because the bedrooms are really nice and big on the 2nd floor with a full bath. And yeah.
And that's right in town, right?
Right, oh yeah, the
Right in town.
location is
Yeah,
what's
I mean, it's
amazing.
awesome.
So it's like
Awesome.
right in town, but it's quiet. It's not, you know, you can walk everywhere, but it's not loud, and it's a great location. Yeah.
Yeah,
Quick,
that's a great
quick
listing.
question. Quick question, Priscilla. I saw it when it hit the Weicker recently listed.
Yeah.
You said 3 stories plus a basement, right?
Yes. Yep.
The HOA was, I forget.
Oh, I think it's in the 5s, but yeah, I think it's 5 something.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I have it right here.
She's gonna look it up for you.
Yeah, I'll look it up. I'm sorry? Yes.
So it's basement finished, living area, bedrooms, and then master bedroom. Okay, so you get an idea of how it goes.
Got it.
And then the lead team has 1306 Grandview Court in Hanover Township for 499,999.
527 is the HOA.
527 is the HOA for 13 Franklin Place.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So anyone have anything else coming on the market, coming soon, in search of, on the horizon, anything they want to share? No?
Price reduction.
Oh, I'll take a price reduction.
Price reduction, 16 Summit Road, Morris Township, went from 820 to 780. It's a 4,000 square foot home on a full acre with beautiful landscape.
Did you guys hear that?
Does anybody need open houses done this weekend?
Does anybody want to sit in open house?
No,
Or
does
if you-
anyone have open houses that they want done?
Does anybody have an open house that agents can sit at this weekend? Even if you have a vacant house that you weren't planning on putting on the market, would be a great opportunity for an agent to sit. So let us know, please.
Yeah, I mean, that Franklin, we're trying to do Saturday and Sunday.
I'll do Saturday.
Mm, look at that. It's like,
So we'll take Sunday.
Okay.
it's like a bidding. It's like, what do you call those? Yeah. An auction. Anyone for going once, going twice, sold to the highest bidder.
And we'll make a spectacle of it.
Yeah, we're gonna make a spectacle, yeah.
I have a question with the Saturday open house take.
Yes, it was. It was so quick, Catherine, I almost didn't see it. It was like, phew. Yes, it was taken that quickly. That's what I meant by the auction house. I was surprised. All right, so anybody else have anything they want to share with us? Okay, have a great day. I'm trying to think if there's anything going on this afternoon. No, just Wickliffe University has something. And tomorrow morning's our company-wide office call session, so.
I have a quick question. When are we gonna get back to caravans?
So that's a great question, Jerry. You know why it's a great question? Because yesterday, a Mendham agent had a caravan, broker's caravan for a $7 million home that she listed. And it was on 185 acres. And so it had the main house, which is where she had luncheon. She had a live singer. She had a tarot card reader, which there was a wait list for. Then there was all these other cottages all over the property. I believe the property produces $100,000 in rental income just in the cottages.
Wow.
And I think it's only, I think it's farm assessed, so the taxes are only like 24,000. Only we can say that in New Jersey. They're only 24,000.
Yeah, right.
Oh, only 45,000. I'm sorry, only 45,000 for a $7 million house. I misunderstood. And it had a huge barn. It was a gorgeous property. So, and she had at that time, by the time we were leaving about 2 o'clock, it started at 12 and she was doing it till 4. She had about 50 agents come through at that point. So, and people were pulling up when we left. So
I think
again, you make a spectacle, people will come for sure. And they were coming from all over.
Kelly was gonna volunteer to be the coordinator for the caravan.
I think Kelly was thrown into volunteering for a caravan coordinator.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, remember? Remember, Kelly? I remember. And so if anyone wants to start that, I will assist Kelly in what she needs to do moving forward to get caravans back on.
Kelly, you'd like to be fed.
Well, she's just coordinating if people are doing them.
Yeah, but she needs to let people that are doing them make sure they. Food and wine and
I missed it.
the last house is dessert.
Deb was saying you have to make sure everybody feeds us.
Why don't we plan the first
Okay.
caravan?
Get sponsors.
Sponsors. So anyway, I would love to get back to caravans. If people get listings and want to start doing brokers opens, please let us know so we can start facilitating that
Why
again.
don't we plan
It
the
was great
first
to get
week
out.
of caravans, the first meeting in November?
Eric suggested we plan the first week of caravans, the first week in November. So the first, I won't be here that day. I'll be away.
Second week.
Second week we can do. I'm away for that first week of November, so. I'm not telling you guys where I'm going. So you can't find me.
November 10th.
November 10th, we're gonna start caravans in the office, okay? So if you guys don't have anything, we're gonna go to other people's. Whatever it is, we're gonna start going out again and getting to know our inventory again. So mark your calendars. All right, guys, thank you. I know we went longer today. And I'll see you all soon. The office has gotten very, very active in the past week. So great to see everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Misty.